Good morning, fifth grade scholars. This is Miss Tucker here. No, seriously, it's really me. I'm living in the computer. How you doing? So, what we're going to do today is do our science lesson together. I'm going to give you a set of instructions. You are always going to try the work on your own first. Oh, it's like Dora the Explorer. I need you to say it on your own. Say own. Excellent. So when I tell you to pause the video, you're going to pause it. When I ask you to pause the video, you're going to put a thumb up in the air so that your teachers know you are trying the work on your own first. Once you're done finishing each page, you'll hit play, and then we'll review your answers to make sure that you're right on track. Now, you've already practiced your vocabulary on Quizlet.com, so what I want you to do is pause the video here. You're going to use your word bank at the top to fill in questions 1 through 7. You have 2 minutes to do that right now. Ready, set, go. Alrighty, let's go over these answers together to make sure that we are all set. Now, number 1, all the living and non-living things working together in an area to survive is an ecosystem. Number 2, all the life on Earth found in the atmosphere, water, and land is the biosphere. Number 3, all of the water on Earth is hydrosphere. Number 4, all of the land on Earth is lithosphere. Number 5, a group of the same organism living in the same area is a population. One individual animal, plant, or single-celled organism is an organism, and a group of organisms or population of different species living in the same area is a community. If you need to pause the video to get those down, go ahead and do so. If you got them right, excellent job to you. We're going to move down to the text at the bottom. So today we are learning all about what an ecosystem is. And you may have heard that word before last year in 4th grade, but today we're going to talk about the different parts that make up an ecosystem. It's going to be like super exciting. It's going to be a little exciting, not super. I lied. Let's keep going. This word, biosphere. Practice reading with me on your paper or on the screen. The biosphere is the worldwide sum of all ecosystems. So really the biosphere is planet Earth, all of the parts of our planet where living things exist. The two different words are bio and sphere. Go ahead and make your paper look like mine. Bio means living. Sphere is a circle which represents our world, so the living world. It can also be termed as the zone of life on Earth. Ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community of living organisms in conjunction with the non-living components of their environment. Things like air, water, mineral, soil. Another big one that I want to add here is the sun. Interacting as a system. So when we think about an ecosystem, we think about the living things and the non-living things. An example, and you're going to put this on your paper, would be like a fish in water. So an aquatic or ocean ecosystem, the fish would be the living thing, the water would be the non-living thing. It refers to both biotic factors as well as abiotic factors. Now, biotic factors are the living parts of the environment. Abiotic factors are the non-living parts. Community. An ecological unit, so again, still talking about an ecosystem, composed of a group of organisms or a population of different species occupying a particular area, usually interacting with each other and their environment. So when we think about a community, we think about Lion King. We have all of these different animals and they're living in one particular area. An ecosystem is really going to be a large or widespread area, whereas a community is just going to be part of an ecosystem. Let's move down. Population. A group of organisms of one species that interbreed and live in the same place at the same time. An example would be a deer population or a squirrel population or the ant population that's currently living in Miss Tucker's classroom. It's really annoying. Organism, an individual animal, plant, or single-celled life form. So one organism would be just you, or just one ant, or just one deer. Now, you have a set of questions on your worksheet that look like, not like that, don't look there. Here we go. I'm gonna move this over. Awesome. That look like this. So what I want you to do right now is silent and solo on your own. You're going to answer each of these questions. What is a biosphere? What is an ecosystem? What is the difference between a community and a population? Would you consider your classroom of only your house, an ecosystem, community, population, or organism? And then tell me why. You have 4 minutes to complete that. Go. All right, let's go over these answers very quickly. Remember, you have a box. My box didn't print, so I just filled in our answers here. The first question said, what is a biosphere? You should have said all life on Earth found in the atmosphere, water, and land. And we saw that definition up top in our mad scientist dash. The next question said, what is an ecosystem? You should have said all the living and non-living components of the environment. Remember, our living factors are called biotic factors. Our non-living factors are called abiotic factors. Next, we have what is the difference between a community and a population? Excuse me. A community is different populations living together. However, a population is only one species. And asked a question about your house. Would your house best be considered a population, an ecosystem, an organism, a community? The best answer here is a population because we are all considered one species in our house. So if you have only Brazil house, that's one population. Now, if we mix a few houses together, that would be a community. Our school represents a larger ecosystem, and just you represents an organism. If you need to pause the video to get these answers down, go ahead and do that at this time. If not, go ahead and turn the page. Awesome. So now we're going to practice what this looks like. What I want you to do is use the lines below the images above to label them as either an organism, ecosystem, population, or community. So I've taken these pictures from one of my favorite movies, Ice Age. You are going to label, this is image 1, image 2, and this is image 3. Is this a population, ecosystem, community, population, community, ecosystem, organism, and so on? Make sure you write your labels down here. Once you're done, you're going to answer these 3 questions. All right, ready? Go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over these answers quickly. For your labels up top, you should have written image 1, organism, image 2, population, and image 3, community. Now, we're going to write community here and not ecosystem because, again, we have a group of different populations that live in one particular area. An ecosystem is going to be several different communities over a large area. So let's answer the questions at the bottom. How are you able to figure out where to place the labels for each image? So how did you know this was an organism? How did you know this was a population? This was my answer. I know that an organism is one living thing, a population is the same living thing, and a community is made of different organisms. Or let's actually say different populations. And you can also say different species. Did you use the term ecosystem above? Why or why not? No. An ecosystem represents different communities across a large area. What important information did you learn from Evidence Dive 1? How to distinguish or tell the difference between an organism, which is one, population, which is the same, and community, which is a diverse group. Make sure that you write in a complete sentence. If you need to pause the video to get these down, go ahead and do that at this time. If not, you're turning the page with me. And we're going to answer questions 1, 2, and 3. You're going to pause the video here. Go ahead and put a thumbs up and answer them first on your own. Go. Alrighty, class of 2025. We're going to answer our next set of questions. Let's take a look. Number 1, this movie is Ice Age. That was like super easy. I hope you didn't get that one wrong. Number 2, the picture would best be described as in, oh my goodness, Miss Tucker got the answer wrong. As a community. And we're talking about image 1 right here. And we're going to say this is a community because we have different populations in one particular area. Right? So it would be a community if all of these organisms were living in our backyard. It would be an ecosystem if we're talking about all of the organisms in Louisiana or in the South. What's the difference between a community and an ecosystem? A community is a group of different populations in one particular area. An ecosystem is all of the living and non-living factors across a widespread area on Earth. Okay? If you need to pause the video to get these answers down, go ahead and do it. If not, you're going to turn the page with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is going to be the tough part, and you are going to have to show self-control, because if you go to a different site, oh my goodness, literally going to jump out of the computer and stab you. I won't do that, okay? Let me not get that on film. It's not appropriate. No violence. But I do need you to be a leader and show premier leadership by following these directions. What you're going to do, not yet, make sure you hear all the directions first, is you're going to go to brainpop.com. Your login is here. Your password is here. You're going to search for the video titled Ecosystems. You'll see this picture. That's how you know you've gotten to the right video. And you're going to answer questions 1 through 4. I'm going to show you what it looks like to do that. So I'm going to open up my internet here. When you open up your screen, it probably looks something like this. What we'll do is at the top, you don't want to type in the search bar. At the very top, you're going to type brainpop.com. Once you get there, I'm already logged in, so I'll show you what it looks like for you. So I will log out, but you are going to hit log in. Again, you type your login here, which is CEDE148. You'll type your password in, DEKALB. I promise you, if your password doesn't work, it means you typed it in wrong. You'll hit login. You'll type the search, ecosystem. You'll hit enter, and then you'll hit the first video. You're going to answer questions 1 through 4 in a complete sentence. Go ahead, thumbs up, answer those questions now. Go. Alrighty, evidence.4 is talking all about the living and non-living parts of the environment. So we know an ecosystem is a biological community of interacting organisms in their physical, non-living environment. Biotic factors are the living or once living, which means they used to be alive, parts of an ecosystem, the plants, the animals, and microorganisms, which means the things that we can't see. Abiotic factors are the non-living or never have lived parts of an ecosystem. So what you're going to do is label the parts of the school ecosystem. Are they biotic, which means living, or once living? Or are they abiotic, which means non-living, or they never lived? So we're going to do the first part together. A window, is that going to be abiotic or biotic? Go ahead and whisper it to me now on KIPP. Very good. Because a window is not alive. Like the windows in the school aren't like, hey, what up, though? How you doing? No, they don't do that. That would be weird. Markers, the markers that we write with, go ahead and whisper it if it's biotic or abiotic, and KIPP. Very good. The students in our classrooms, are they living or non-living? We know that students are alive. They are biotic. Our teachers are alive. They are biotic. And here's a tough one, paper. Paper comes from trees that were once living, so it would be biotic. All right, let's label the parts of the forest ecosystem as biotic or abiotic. Rocks are not alive. They are abiotic. Soil is not alive. It is abiotic. The air we breathe is a gas. It is not alive. It is abiotic. Water is not alive. It is abiotic. A tree is living. It is biotic. A deer is alive and moving. It is biotic. And a rabbit is alive. It is biotic. What you're going to do is use the information you learned from this page to answer the questions in evidence.5 on your own. I know it's so hard. If you need to pause the video to get these answers down, go ahead and do it. If not, we're going to move on to evidence.5. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take a look at the scene 1 above, which is here. You're going to circle 2 biotic factors, which means 2 living things. You're going to label 1 abiotic factor in this scene, 1 non-living thing. Then you're going to look at scene 2. You're going to look at scene 2, write down 2 biotic factors that you see in this picture. Now, you're going to take one of the biotic factors you named here and write down 2 abiotic factors it needs to survive. If you need to refresh yourself on what the abiotic factors are, go back to this page. And your main idea, I want you to give me 2 sentences describing what we learned from this page. Ladies and gentlemen, you did a phenomenal job. I'm so excited to see your completed work. Excellent job, 5th grade. Give me a high five. Woo! Oh yeah, I can't. I'm in the computer. All right, bye guys. Have a great day.